Hi, my name is Bill, and we're finally back with another video here along the shore of Lake Erie. We've been slowed down greater part of this summer with torn meniscus in my left knee and ensuing surgery, and we're still recovering from that, so things have been going pretty slow for me here, but decided to come down here, and we saw that the Cedar Cabins at the Geneva State Park had been moved, and I says, well, that's interesting, let's go and investigate. And you can see here that they're all like lined up over there on the side, and I'm going to show you a picture here in a second taken some time ago of what they looked like when they were in place. Here we go. You see all 12 of them in a semicircle around the commissary building. So we're going to fly here back over the area, and I see all the nice grass is gone, and here's these 4 of the units. Now remember, there was 12 in total originally, and they got 4 of them here on some sort of dollies or I don't know, trailers or something like that that they used to move them. And there's 3 more on the other side, which you'll see here shortly. There's a little parking lot area, that concrete area, that was where people would, that were staying in these units, which they usually rented for a week, would park their cars. And it's a pretty sweet place to stay, outside of being so scenic right here on the lake. We're going to fly over here over this, as I said, the commissary building, and a lot of times people forget to bring different sundry items, anything from snacks or food or blankets or toilet paper or whatever. They can stop here at this commissary and get it. Also see a bunch of picnic tables down there. Every one of these Cedar Cabins had its own picnic table, and they're well laid out. They have not only their own heaters, but they had air conditioning on the inside too, as well as each one had their own grill and deck, and really quite nice to stay in. I can't remember what the cost is to stay per night, but I don't think they rent them per night. I think you have to rent them for like a week or something like that. But they're usually well attended, as far as people coming and staying in them. So again, there's a roadway there, and there's 3 of them, and they're on these little trailers. You see one of the little trailers there. I'm not sure where the other 5 are, because there should be 12. But I'm still I'm scratching my head trying to figure out what is the reason that they moved these in the first place. You see some earth moving equipment there, some front end loaders or backhoes or whatever, and here's coming underneath this tree is a small earth moving machine. I think they call these a bobcat or something like that, but I'm not sure why they moved them in the first place. I was going to stop and ask one of the guys working there, but they had all these ropes up and the yellow those yellow plastic streamers that say no entrance and all that stuff, so I didn't feel like I could venture in there and ask anybody. But I decided just to break out the old Mini 3 and put it up in the air and shoot some things. I thought maybe if I shot some video, I'd be able to look down on this area and figure out what was going on. But still scratching my head. You see those little square areas that are lined with plastic. I don't know if those are hookups for electricity or water or what those are, but there's several of those spaced all the way around. There's a little brief look at the shoreline, and so I was thinking at first maybe it was due to some kind of erosion control problem, but we're going to ascend here to 350 feet. I figured if I take it up and get a whole view of the property where all 12 of these Cedar Cabins were located, I might get a clue as to what they were doing. But as you'll see once we rotate it here and get a proper perspective, you'll see the sites where they all are. You see those little roadways or driveways for each one of the 12 Cedar Cabins, and you see the commissary there along with the picnic tables, and still no clue as to why they moved them. So we're panning up here, and we're going to look across the street where they have regular camping for people with tents and campers and RVs and that sort of thing. That's what's across the street. Now we're going to start slowly coming down from 350 feet, and again you can look at the shoreline, and there's no problem with erosion or anything like that, because they have a lot of anchor stone right along the shore there. So that's not the reason that they moved these things. I'm going to find out if it takes me a while, but I'll definitely find out what's going on. What's the reason that they moved them? I'm sure I'll eventually find out, and maybe post a follow-up video on that. So we're heading back here down along the shore line. Coming up on the left-hand side is Wheeler Creek. Right now the opening is to the lake is blocked by sand. Now, there's a small opening there, but it's mostly blocked by sand. And there's me in the parking lot giving everybody a little wave as I looked up from my cell phone to get a look at that shot. We're landing here, and thank you for watching, and leave a comment if you're so inclined.